Hi everyone, welcome back to the I Don't Even Know podcast. I'm I hope you are doing well. Today, I am here to talk about the season 2 premiere, season 2 episode 1 of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm so excited to talk about it, even though it was so fucking depressing for the first episode. They already had me crying. It's the first episode, so I'm not mentally prepared for this, but yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in because there's a lot happened, a lot I want to talk about, and so I'm just gonna jump in. So the first thing I want to talk about is Susanna, because I'm mad she's dead right away. I'm so pissed off. I knew it was gonna happen because, I saw spoilers before, but last month I read the series to get prepared for season 2, and so I knew it was gonna happen, and I knew she was gonna die, and even before I saw the spoiler, a few months ago, I had a feeling, kind of knew it was gonna happen, but it's still, I was hoping they would give me, an episode with her. We'll have one episode of her actually being alive. We got flashbacks, of course, which was a big part of the second book. It doesn't make it any better. I wanted to see her actually alive and not just in flashbacks. And it was so painful because, the second I saw her, I started crying because I love her so much. And I'm still so mad that they killed her. I was really just hoping, and I know some people were talking about it on Twitter too, that they were hoping that they gave her an episode. She was alive for one episode, and so it didn't start off first episode she's gone, she's dead, which of course did, which of course was painful. But it's just, I wish they didn't do it. I get why they did it, because it was in the book. They probably didn't have anything else to show, and other than flashbacks from Belly reminiscing about everything that happened, because geez, girl has been going through a rough time, and my heart breaks for her. But it's just Susanna, no, I need her here. Are you kidding me? And all our scenes with everyone were in flashbacks were so sweet and so pretty, and it was just made me want to cry, and I did for a very long time, for an hour. And usually first episode of a new season don't make me cry this hard. Unless someone dies in the finale, and then they're picking that up. That's sometimes happens. But I haven't experienced a show, a new season, where I've cried this much in the first episode. Of course, I've cried harder than this for shows. Many times, all the time. But this was the hardest I've cried over a premiere. It hurt my soul. It was so hard for me to watch, which I knew this season's going to be depressing. I knew that going into it, because I even cried reading the book, and I usually don't cry while reading. I just don't. I don't know why. I usually don't. Sometimes I do, but it's pretty rare. But I was bawling my eyes out during the whole second book, so I knew it was going to be rough. But what the fuck? And like I said, all her scenes were, and flashbacks were so good. The one with Belly had me in tears. She was talking about how much she basically how much she loved her, and Belly was oh, please, never promise me you're not going anywhere. I'm oh my gosh, don't do that to me. I'm too, first of all, I'm too tired to deal with any of this pain. I got 3.5 hours of sleep last night. I am struggling, and they had to throw that to me. They had to do that and tear on my heart. What the heck? And her card for Steven, and about how proud she is of him, and her about Laurel, and I'm oh my gosh. And it was just so hard, and they're gonna keep bringing her up in season 2, and there are going to be more flashbacks, and then she's going to keep getting brought up in season 3, which is what she deserves. She deserves to be brought up. She was an amazing person. I love her to death. Literally adore that woman. But I don't want them to keep bringing her up, because I'm going to cry every time they bring her up. Why? Why did they have to kill her? I know, for the storyline, but still, come on. I'm more mad that she's not going to be there for season 3, which I need season 3 to be confirmed. like right now, because that third book messed me up. That had me screaming. It's for like the second book, I kind of knew some things. Like I knew some. I knew about, or I was pretty sure about Susanna. And then I heard some stuff about the prom, which I'll talk about later because it hasn't happened yet. But I heard some stuff about that. But I think, and a few other things. But I didn't know a lot. Book 3, the third book, that's when I was so confused, so thrown off. And I was just sitting there like, what the fuck am I reading? Like, it's so insane. And that's why I'm so excited for season 3. If they get renewed, if they don't get renewed, I'm gonna die. Like, I need season 3. But it's just gonna be so painful to have like this rest of the season without Susanna, the third season without Susanna, and then just reminiscing about her and think about all the good memories. Like, I need her back. And okay, I will say I am happy they're doing the flashbacks though, even though it's like hurting me. I'm happy they're doing it, because if Susanna was not in this episode, like, or not this season or this episode, I think that would probably hurt me more to not see her at all and just hear them talking about her. As like much as those flashbacks hurt, I think it's good that they're doing it, and it makes me happy, but it makes me sad. It's weird. I don't know what to do, and it's just like all those fucking scenes with her, and then her like seeing Conrad and Belly kind of together, and she's like, oh my gosh, like I knew it. And her talking to Conrad, or trying to talk to Conrad about it, and he's like, oh no, blah blah blah. Like, oh my god, like stop. I'm gonna miss like the relationship she had with all of them, especially like Jeremiah and Conrad, and also Belly. And the way she loved Belly, like her daughter, like that was her daughter. And like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be the fucking worst season ever. I'm gonna be like crying every episode, and I'm like not really mentally prepared for it. Like, what the heck? And then, of course, with Susanna, we have Laurel like dealing with it, and like her book, and she's refusing to like do all the book stuff, the book selling or seller thing. I don't really remember what it was, but it was some kind of deal or something, or like not convention. It was something like some sort of deal, or she got some deals for it, and she was refusing to do it because of Susanna, because it's a book about Susanna. She doesn't want to talk about it. It broke my heart, because we're seeing like Belly talk about it and how hurt she is. Which is completely understandable. Like, my girl really cannot catch a break. I really hope she's happy eventually. Which she will be. But like, we didn't really get to see a lot of Laurel like really like grieving, which is probably good, because that's probably gonna ruin me. Probably gonna make me cry even harder. But I wanted to see a little bit more, because they were best friends, and we saw like moments, and we could see how she's still really struggling, and it's really hard for her, obviously, and she's not doing everything she should. Like, she's not seeing a therapist, which I think she definitely should. I think they all should see a therapist, because like they've been going through a lot. Like, their mom died. Like, are you kidding? And so like I think they all should see a therapist, especially Laurel and Conrad. But like Laurel should see one, because like that was her family. They were like sisters. They were best fucking friends for so many years. Their kids were best friends. Like, it broke my heart seeing her hurt like that, and seeing Belly like kind of talk to her at the end. You know, Belly was just really hurting, and she didn't really mean it. But still, that pissed me off, because it's like, I get where Belly was coming from, because she was mad, she was upset, she's heartbroken, and she's like really going through it. But like, she shouldn't have gone after Laura like that. She shouldn't, not only because that's her mom, but also because that's Susanna's best fucking friend, and she's grieving, and she's like might not be showing it as much as like her Belly, but she is. And you could tell, like the first time I saw her like this season, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to cry for her. Because she looked so sad and she looked so frantic and stressed. Because you could tell, like, it's really taken a toll on her for obvious reasons. Like I said, that's her best friend. It's obviously messing her up and like, everything. And so, like, I get it where Riley was coming from, but it just pissed me off that she said that. I mean, not the only thing Belly really did that pissed me off. Everything else, I was basically on her side. Besides that, and like I said, I get where she was coming from. It just could have been, she could have said it better. But I'm happy Laurel like agreed to do that book thing and actually talk about Susanna now. And I really hope that she gets a therapist and talks to people and is more open about her emotions and stuff. And I hope she talks to the kids about it too, because of course Belly talked about how she was there for the boys. She was there for them, and which for obvious reasons, like that those were Susanna's kids. Like, they lost their mom, so she was obviously going to be there for them. And then like Belly was I think Belly was like saying something about like how she wasn't there for her or something like that. She was never around, which, like, I mean, yeah, I get it. I get both sides. Like, Laurel was trying to help Susanna's kids. She was trying to make sure they were okay, be there for them, like, try to help them through this tough time. And then Belly was going through it as well, and she wanted her mom there, and she wanted help. So I get both sides, but I just don't think Belly should have said that and took it that way, or not take that conversation that way. It should have gone a little better. I think Belly should not have said that. But it's fine. She's going through it. The poor girl really cannot catch a break. Like, everything going on with Conrad. Like, oh my gosh. And her trying to, like, flirt with that guy. And she tried to kiss him. And then he, like, said, oh, yeah, no. Can you put in a good word with your friend for me? And I'm like, what the fuck? Who does that? I mean, I know a lot of guys do that. But, like, seeing him, like, girl is going through enough. Give her a break. Just kiss the girl. And, like, what? Oh my gosh, why did I forget his name? Steven, like, getting mad at her at the party pissed me off so much. Because I love Belly. I love her. Steven, I have my issues with. But I feel bad for him. And of course, he's going through, he's just showing it a little different than Belly. Like, he's kind of, he hasn't gotten over it, but he is grieving a little bit better, I think, or is actually, like, is going out having fun and, like, trying to, like, distract himself. And Belly, I think, is trying to do that too, but it's just harder for her. And she's been sad, like, all year about it. And she's, like, still hasn't really processed it and is still grieving. And I mean, I think Steven is too. He's just showing it a little different. But he had no right to drag her ass at that party. Like, first of all, because it's in a public setting, and so everyone's gonna hear it. So that was messed up. That was annoying. I don't like that. But also because, like, you could tell she was hurt. First of all, you landed on her trying to do the belly flop, which I think that probably might have been the worst thing. Like, you fucking land on your sister doing that. Like, that's gotta hurt. I'm like, that must be painful. Like, oh my gosh. And then you yell at her in front of everyone and oh my gosh. And blame her for, blame her. Oh my gosh. Why can I not talk? And blame her for, like, the reason why Conrad and Jer aren't talking to you. I probably butchered, like, the way I said that. I'm so sorry. But, like, he's blaming her for that. Like, for the reason, she's the reason they're not talking to him. Which, yeah, okay, that might be true. But, like, I'm gonna say, it's not her fault. Like, I'm her defender. Like, I'm gonna defend that girl with my life. And she was in love. And even she said that. She was so in love. So in love. She didn't mean to do it and, like, mess it up. Like, she's hurting. She was so in love with Conrad. And then she had to lose Susanna, like, around the time she lost Conrad. Or it was, like, a little bit after. And, like, she lost Jer, too, who was her, like, one of her best friends. And it's just, like, why the fuck did he, like, go after her like that? Especially at first, it was just because he was, or she, not she, oh my gosh, why can I not talk? She was leaving, because she didn't want to be at the party, and she was the designated driver. Like, bro, I get it's your grad party, but find another designated driver. There has to be someone at the party who is not drunk, or like not even just drunk, who hasn't been drinking. There has to be someone. So like, go find them. Don't get mad at your little sister. First of all, you're underage, because so you shouldn't be drinking. And I mean, I know people do that. Like, if you want to drink underage, I know it's like illegal, but like, you do you. I never have personally, for many reasons. First of all, because I would like to wait, but also because if I do, I will probably, that will probably really mess my medical issues up. But anyways, back to that. Like, go find someone else. Don't get mad at her. Like, I get it's like his party. He's like the star, and I don't think that's really where he was trying to go. But it was his party. I get that. He was trying to have a good time. He's really excited about getting into Princeton, and I'm proud of him. I really am. But don't get mad at your sister because, like, she might, like, blame her for messing the things up. Like, yeah, she might be the reason they're not talking to you, but, like, it's not her fault. She was just in love. Like I said, she was so in love with him, and even she said it, and that's why it got messed up. Like, that's why everything got messed up with Jer. It's because she was so in love with Conrad, and she just wanted to be with him, and Jer wanted to be with Belly. And which, like, no, like, get the fuck away from her. But it's just, like, so annoying. And I loved the way Taylor defended her. I loved it. Like, I'm loving Taylor and Belly's friendship more in the show than I did in the book. And I feel like that might be a lot of people. I don't know why. Just in the book, they seemed a little more toxic. And I think, honestly, I think they were. So I'm kind of happy they changed it a bit in the show, because I really like Taylor in the show, and I really didn't like, I'm happy they're not changing and like having the fight, because I really wanted to like her this season, because I liked her last season. She was great, but to be fair, that was before I read the book and like knew what was going on in like the book, and so I kind of thought they were gonna have issues this season, but I don't think they are, because of course with this show, they do, like, the way they do things is a little different than the book, which happens a lot at the time, or like a lot of times. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that happens a lot. But I think they did it a little bit more in the season 1. Like, there was a lot of different things that happened in there, which kind of threw me off when I was reading the book, because I was expecting it to be almost the exact same. Not sure why, but I was. And so the way it was kind of different, and that threw me off. So for this season, I kind of thought they were going to do like some different things and kind of change it up a bit. So I'm happy that they did. And I'm happy they made like Taylor and Belly good right now. I mean, it might change later. I'm really hoping it doesn't, because I'm kind of living for Taylor this season. Like, her hair is insane. She looks fucking stunning. I mean, she did last season too, but she looks amazing. Like, those bangs, that hair, like, really is working for her. And she's really being a good friend to Belly. Like, she really is much better than she was in the book. I will say that. Like, she's really doing a good job. Like, you could tell she really cares about her, and she, like, just wants her to be happy. And she's like, are you, like, she's checking on her, and, like, she's just trying to make her feel better. And I, like, love her for defending her, Belly. Like, you just gotta defend your best friend. Come on, if, like, someone's harassing her, I don't think he really was harassing her, but, like, someone's, like, yelling at her or something, I would defend my best friend. Like, are you kidding? I would too. And, I mean, maybe, actually, I get scared when people yell, because it freaks me out, so I might kind of get nervous and not do anything, but I would say something, probably. Not sure how, but I wouldn't be like Taylor and yell at him to shut the fuck up. Like, I mean, I wish. I would be too scared to do it. But Taylor, love her. Steven, fix yourself. I don't know what my issue is with Steven. I've just never been a really big fan of him. Even, like, before reading the book, just, like, in season 1, I just wasn't a big fan of him. To be fair, like, reading the book, he wasn't awful, I just didn't care enough about him. And, like, I did agree with some of the things he said in the book, and, like, some of the things he did, but just, like, overall, I'm just not a big fan. I'm happy for him, and I'm proud of him, of course, for getting into Princeton. Like, that's insane. Like, good for him. and being valedictorian, I assume, because he did the speech. Like, good for him. Like, great job. Proud of him. Do I like you? Kind of. Still not a lot. Like, it's just, I'm conflicted. I'm just mad at him for blaming Belly for all this stuff. Like, okay, like, I keep saying I get it, like, why he might think that, but I also think it might have been him, too, because, like, if he cared enough, he would, I mean, if they actually cared about him, or the guys do care about him, obviously, we know that, but I think the guys, they're not petty enough to, like, ignore his calls, too. I feel like if they actually wanted to, they would answer Steven's call. So I feel like they're just, like, in a really tough place right now. Like, they're still grieving, obviously. Like, their mom died. So I think that's probably why they're not talking to him. I don't think it's Belly. Like, I think they're not that awful to, like, not talk to him because of Belly. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe just because Conrad's really is going to go through it this season. And, I mean, has been for a long-ass time. So I feel like that might be the reason as well. He's just kind of going through a rough time. Which, obviously, like, of course. And so, like, that I get. But it's just, like, I don't think... It's not Belly's fault. I don't care. I'm going to say it again. It is not Belly's fault. It's not her fault. Like, I don't get it. Like, why you would blame her? But, because we're speaking on, like, Belly and Conrad, we're going to talk about that for probably a long-ass time. Or, like, probably the rest of this episode. Because that was such a big thing. Like, that, the flashbacks were, like, of Belly and Conrad were, like, such a big part of the episode. And I loved it so much because I know the season's gonna be painful. And so I want as many flashbacks as I can, like, of them being happy and together before, like, I get my heart ripped out during prom. Like, are you kidding? Like, that's gonna fucking ruin my life. So I'm happy we're getting those. And it just makes me so happy to see them like that, but also sad because I know us Conrad girlies, we're gonna go through it this season. I know everyone's saying it, but it's true. We're gonna have a really rough time, and I'm not mentally prepared. So I'll take all the good Belly and Conrad moments right now before I get into, like, the disaster. And, like, they're already serving, like, oh my gosh, even the first scene, like, the opening scene, even though it was a dream, it felt real to me. And in my mind, it's real, and I literally had a meltdown because I was freaking out. I kind of knew they were going to start with that because it was in the trailer, and it was the beginning of the book. So I kind of knew they were going to start off like that, but it still, like, made me so happy and everything. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like, I know it was a dream, but, like, I don't fucking care. They're so in love. Or, like, they were. No, they still are. Are you kidding? Like, I don't care what anyone says. They are still in love. And we will see that soon. It's just we're going to probably have to go through it before we actually see them happy and again and in love and not pissed off at each other. Or mostly Conrad pissed off at, you know, Belly. Like, it's just, they're so good. And, like, their walk in, like, the second flashback, or not, I think it was actually the first flashback, right? Yeah, they're, like, them walking, like watching the sunrise and, like, walking on the beach holding hand and, like, her saying, like, being with you is all I ever wanted. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, girl had me crying already. Like, and it wasn't even about Susanna because I thought that was the only reason I was gonna cry. Like, they're so perfect, and I'm not ready to lose them. You know, technically I already lost them because they're not even together now. Those are just flashbacks. But I'm not really ready to actually, like, see the scene from prom and see them break up. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, the way they seem so happy. And you can finally see Conrad happy. Because, like, last season, poor guy was going through it. And I really felt bad for him because I love him. And, like, seeing him happy and, like, seeing them happy, holding hands, and him, like, being honest and, like, being like, I want to be with you. Or he didn't really say that yet. He said it a little bit later. But, like, her saying all that. And then also Belly, like, telling him the truth about Jer and, like, that they kissed and, like, Jer kind of wants to be with her. Or I don't know if she said, like, Jer wants to be with me. She at least said, like, we kissed and he was telling him the truth, that they kissed a few times. And I'm like happy she did, because with a lot of shows, like the girl would lie because she wants to be with the person so bad. So I'm happy she said that so he knew about it, because obviously he was going to find out later. He's going to find out eventually. So I'm happy she was the one who told him, and he didn't, of course he cared, but he didn't care enough, like he was like, oh, we're done, like we're not doing this. Like he cared, but not like an insane amount, like he was done right after that. Like he still like wanted to be with her, and he still knew that she loved him and she wanted to be with him. It like made me so happy. But then Jeremiah ruined it because he was being a bitch. Like, okay, here's the thing, I like Jer. I did. Right now, he's kind of pissing me off. Like, that one scene we saw 2 scenes, but mainly that one pissed me off so much, and I lost, like, half my respect for him. Like, I just don't, why is he so annoying when it comes to, like, Belly and Conrad? Like, I know you like Belly. I know you do. But you gotta remember that she's been in love with Conrad forever. Like, obviously she's gonna want to be with him. The way she came in and he thought, oh my gosh, like we're gonna be together, we should tell Conrad. I'm like, bro, like relax a bit. Like it's not time. Like go away. I'm just like, I wanted to like him again this season. Because like after reading the book, I don't like him as much as I did watching the show. Like, or watching the first season. But I wanted to like him. I did. And I still like him kind of. And I feel bad for the dude. For Susanna, not for Belly and Conrad. But it's just, shut up. Like, I get he likes her. But she's been in love with the brother for years. And he like gets mad and be like, oh my gosh. Like, it's, of course, it's you guys. You're of course going to pick him. Like, he finally wants you and you're going to be with him. Like, fuck off, okay? Like, she's been chasing after that man for years, and he finally wants to be with her. He finally does, and you're gonna be a bitch about it? Like, I don't care if you like her or not. Be a little respectful. Like, that is not only the girl you love, that is your best friend, and he is your brother. I know that might hurt, but at least be a little respectful, especially the fact that she's been in love with him, like, since she could remember. I mean, maybe that hasn't been that long, but it's been years. Like, be a little bit respectful, and maybe I'll like you a bit more. It's just like, dude is pissing me off, and I know he's probably gonna piss me off more because I'm a Conrad girl, and I'm Belly and Conrad hardcore shipper. Like, so I'm going to be losing my mind this season, and I know he's gonna piss me off even more than usual, or more than this, because, oh my gosh, I'm not ready. He's pissing me off, and I know next episode is gonna probably be even worse because we're gonna get more Jeremiah, we're gonna get more Belly Jeremiah, and that's gonna make me want to jump off a bridge. It's just, I need Jeremiah to shut the fuck up, honestly. It, like, what pissed me off even more about him getting mad is, well, first of all, him saying some shit about how Susanna has cancer, and they did this then. Like, that has nothing to do with them being together. Your mom having cancer has nothing to do with them being together. Like, I don't know why he brought it up. I mean, he brought it up to try to make her feel bad, but that didn't make me feel bad for him. That made me pissed off because, like, you shouldn't have said that. That has nothing to do with them being together. Like, let them be happy. I know you're hurting because your mom is dying, or at that point, they didn't know she was dying. They just thought she was gonna get treatment and get better. But, like, bro, don't blame your mom's cancer, or like them for your mom's cancer. Like, that's he wasn't really blaming them, I don't think. I mean, he might have been, but he was like literally saying, like, my mom, you're doing this, my mom has cancer. Like, I'm like, yeah, she does, but that has nothing to do with them being together. Like, Susanna wants them together. You can tell, like, how excited she got when she saw them. Like, she wants Conrad and Belly to be together. She wants Belly to marry one of her boys, and she wants to be Conrad. At least I think she wants to be Conrad, because that's the only one she sees Belly with. Like, bro is insane. Jeremiah needs to get a reality check. And shush. I'm kind of worried he's going to piss me off even more. Like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because his mom died. And he's probably, like, heartbroken. Because Jeremiah was, like, a mama's boy. You could tell it was, like, season 1. Like, he was so close with her. And he really was, like, a mama's boy. And so I'll give him that. And, like, I'll feel bad for the dude. But if he does some stupid shit again and says some stupid shit, we're done. I'm not gonna feel bad for him, and I'm gonna lose, like, all my respect for him. He's pissing me off so much, and it's episode 1. And I don't know how many episodes there are gonna be. And he's probably gonna fucking kill me. It's just, like, bro needs a reality check. Yes, your mom's cancer came back. It's devastating. I cried. But it is not their fucking fault. Let them be together. I don't care if it hurts you. Let them be together. If that's what will make them happy, go off. Like, your brother has been miserable for a long ass time. Like, let him be happy. Are you kidding? Like, oh my gosh. Like, it's just such a fucking disaster. And, like, the fact that he wouldn't talk to Belly for, like, a few months. And even Steven, just because of that. Like, bro, it's not that deep. Get over it. I know, like, he is in love, so, like, I mean, I get that, but still, I don't like him right now, so I'm probably just gonna trash talk him this whole season. Like, I mean, I have every reason to. He's really annoying. Like, I get why Conrad girls don't really like the dude now. I would kind of, like, wasn't sure because I liked him in the first season. I didn't like him in Belly, but I thought, like, he was, like, a decent guy. And I thought he was kind of cute. Like, I was like, okay, I'll give it to him. But now I get why people don't like him. Like, it's just pissing me off so much. But we're gonna move on from Jeremiah before I, like, literally start fucking screaming and ranting even more about it. Because it's really annoying. So we're gonna go back to Belly and Conrad and their lovely flashback episode. Or not flashback episode, just their flashbacks. Because I loved the one, like, at the flashback after seeing, or, like, the next flashback after seeing Jeremiah and Belly talk. I loved the one of them on the beach and him giving her the necklace. Like, that made me so happy because, of course, in the book, he didn't give her the necklace. She found it when they were in his dorm room, like, looking for him. And she knew it was for her, so she took it. And I would have been fine with that too, because I love when, like, shows are, like, almost exactly like the book, but I like a little bit of change. So I was happy with this because I thought it was so much cuter that oh my gosh, why can't I talk? He gave it to her on the beach and, like, said something about, like, how we're infinite, or, like, we always will be. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's so perfect. I know he messed up in season 1, but I don't fucking care. He is amazing. I love him to death. And it just made me so happy. And, like, you could tell how sad he was when she said, like, we probably shouldn't be together yet. We should, like, figure out everything. Like, your mom, like, is going through it right now. We, like, need to do that. We need to fix everything with Jeremiah. And, like, he looked so sad. And it made me so pissed off that he looked so sad. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, the poor dude is so happy finally. We're finally seeing him happy. And then Jeremiah has to fuck up and ruin it all. Like, let your brother be happy. Especially because he's my favorite. And I love him. And I just want him to thrive. Especially, like, him going through it last season. Like, we're finally seeing him happy. We're finally seeing him smile, laugh. And then Jeremiah had to take it away. What the fuck? Are you kidding? It's just, oh my gosh. But that fucking scene was insane. So beautiful. And it just made me literally cry, like, so fucking hard. And then, like, we're seeing all these, like, Belly and Conrad phone call flashbacks, which made me so happy. Because, like, of course, I think in the book they said something about how they talked on the phone. But seeing how much they did, and, like, her on the phone with him, and, like, him helping her with Trig, which, I mean, if I had someone who helped me with Trig, I would probably fall in love with them. Like, bro. I don't even know if I took Trig, to be honest. If I did, I don't even remember it. But math was rough. Math was hard. Like, so I don't blame her for wanting to get help. But the way he was, like, helping her, and like, they were talking, like, and he was, like, so sweet to her, and you could tell, like, how much he loves her, like, from his voice, because he's, like, so sweet, and he's, like, okay, like, let's go over trig, and he was, like, explaining it to her, and I'm, like, oh my gosh, that's so fucking cute. Like, oh my gosh. And then my favorite part about that, though, was Steven walking in and being, like, who are you, or, like, saying something to him, and he, or him, not, oh my gosh, why do I keep saying him, saying something to her. I think he thought Taylor was on the phone, and then his face when he found out it was Conrad, he just stood there, he's like, what the fuck? And it reminded me of his face when he saw Belly and Jared kiss for the first time. I mean, okay, that face was even funnier, because that was fucking hilarious, but this one was great too, and I love seeing his reactions to that. He was probably like, what the fuck, like, why is Conrad calling her and not me? Because I think at that point he didn't know that they were together, or they weren't even together. I just don't think he knew that Conrad liked her like that, because they weren't together yet. They weren't, because of Jared. But, like, it's just, like, that scene made me so happy, and seeing her, like, how happy she was to talk to him, and then seeing them talk while doing laundry, and then them staying up until, like, 2 a.m. talking just about life, and Conrad opening up to her and talking to her about things that he's never talked to, like, anyone about. It just made me so happy. You could tell, like, he feels safe with her, and she feels safe with him, and they could tell each other anything. You could really see that, and it made me so happy, like, to see how, like happy they were during then. Like, the fact that they were calling each other doing laundry makes it even cuter. Like, they were both doing laundry, and they both stayed in the laundry room for, like, however long they talked. I think it was, like, for a few hours or something. They stayed in there because they were just so happy to talk, and, like, they were, like, they just stayed there, even though Conrad, like, probably could have gone back to his dorm, because it was, like, it's a public laundry room, but he stayed there because he was so happy to talk to her, and he was just, like, so into it. I'm like, oh my gosh. But the way he was opening up to her made me so happy, because we haven't seen Conrad really open up about, like, everything, and so I'm really happy he did, and we got to hear his conversation, or not his conversation, him telling her about, like, how whatever the dude's name is, his dad's name, I forgot, because I don't like the dude. He cheated on Susanna, which, fuck that man. Like, that's so messed up. And the fact that he, like, didn't tell Belly, or, like, or anyone really, like, right away when he found out, it's, like, insane. Like, I feel like if I was in that position, I probably would tell someone, just because I wouldn't want to hold it in for any longer. And it made me, like, so sad that he didn't tell anyone. Like, he was opening up to her and, like, finally telling her stuff he hasn't told, like, almost anyone, and, like, really being honest with her. And you can see he's grown a lot, like, since season 1, and he's doing a lot better, because he's actually talking about his feelings, and he's talking about those kind of things that usually you talk with therapists about, and he's opening up. Like, it's so good. And then them talking, like, out when they're, like, taking out the trash, or at least Belly was, I don't know about Conrad, they were talking about Belly's parents' marriage and, like, their relationship. And I'm like, the fact that they're talking about, like, other people, like, their parents' marriages together is, like, so fucking cute, and, like, their issues, and basically saying, like, they don't want to have those issues. Like, they don't want to have the same ones that they did, which they obviously won't. I mean, I'm gonna get my end game. Let's fucking go. So, but it just made me so happy, like, hearing them talk about everything, and then Belly talking about the stars, and, like with that, him saying, like, I wish we could watch this, like, the stars or whatever together someday. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I know there probably are in, like, the next episode, or the 3rd episode, I'm not really sure, but I feel like that's probably gonna be a flashback soon. But it made me so happy. Like, what the fuck? They're just so perfect, and it made me want to cry. And then we got them basically officially getting together. I'm pretty sure they didn't say that, but, like, they kissed, and he was saying he wanted to be with her. And, like, what did he say? Let me remember what he said. It was like, I don't think I could, oh my gosh, I don't think I could get over you. Like, when he said that, I wanted to cry. I think I actually was crying already because of Susanna and everything. But I was like, oh my gosh, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's all she ever wanted to hear. Like, that and, like, I have feelings for you. Like, she always wanted to hear that from Conrad, and she's finally getting it. And I know it's gonna get taken away from us, or it already technically has, like I said. But it was so perfect, and then they kissed, and I think they're together now. It's just seeing them happy like that just brought me so much joy, because I know it's gonna fucking ruin me, and they're gonna tear me apart whenever we get to the funeral, which is probably next episode. It just like made me so happy, and I'm just so happy for them. I'm just so, for now, I mean, I'm not mentally prepared to lose. But just, like, it was so good, and they really did the damn thing this episode. They really said, we're gonna give you all the Bella and Conrad shit before you get your heart ripped out. And I appreciate it, because I was worried that, like, I wasn't gonna get enough of them. Even though I know the flashbacks, like, they had flashbacks, but I was worried I wasn't gonna get, like, an insane amount. But we are, and I'm here for it, and I need more. I know we're gonna get the beach one, or, like, the snow on the beach. If snow on the beach is not playing, I'm gonna be really pissed off. I need that. And what else are we getting? The Christmas, which is basically the same thing. The Christmas at the Hamptons. And then I know we're getting, what is it called? The motel scene in the next few episodes, which that is going to ruin my life. Or at least I think we're getting the motel scene, like all that stuff, because there was some one on IMDb, like that said motel whatever in like episode 7 or 8. So we're gonna get that, and I'm probably gonna drive off a bridge. I'm not mentally prepared for that. It's so good. Like, first episode, honestly, really fucking good. It broke me into a million pieces, and I know it's probably just gonna get worse, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. The last thing I want to talk about, though, is the fucking soundtrack. The songs were insane. The fact that we got Taylor Swift Last Kiss, which, okay, I kind of did expect that. I was trying to think of what Taylor songs she was going to be put in this, because, season 1 had a ton. And I know it was confirmed there were going to be like 9 Taylor Swift songs, and so I was trying to figure out which ones were going to be in there. And I knew Last Kiss. I said Last Kiss to one of my friends, because I had a strong feeling, but it still threw me off when it started playing. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna cry. And then fucking driver's license playing when she's in the damn car. I started crying, not only because she was crying in the car and it like broke my heart seeing her like that, but also because, bro, it's driver's license. Like, that is one of my songs. I fucking love Olivia Rodrigo. Adore that girl. And hearing that in there just made me so happy. And it made sense. It was like the perfect, like, thing to put in. Like, you said forever now I drove alone past your street, and she's like crying about Conrad. Like, it was so perfect. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I hit something in my mom's car again. Like, this happens every time I'm in here. But, like, we got that. Then we got Lizzo. We got Save Your Tears, like, The Weeknd. It was apparently the Ariana version. I just didn't listen to it. Like, I didn't listen to the ending, or I didn't go through the ending credits to hear Ariana come in. But we got The Weeknd. We got Lizzo. We got Lil Nas X. We got Lotto. I don't even know. I mean, I didn't care much about that. It was a banger, but I didn't know. And then we got some other stuff I just can't think of. But the soundtrack was killer. I mean, I expected the soundtrack to be great. Like, one thing about this show is they really go in with the soundtrack, and I cannot wait to hear, like, what other songs are going to be in there. I'm expecting more Olivia and Taylor. That's really it. Like, I don't know for sure if we're going to get more Olivia. I just kind of assume. Her songs kind of fit the vibe, so I really hope we do. But it was such a good first episode, honestly. Depressing as fuck, but it was really good. I loved it. But I think that's the end of this episode. Sorry it was, like, a little bit of a mess. I'm still kind of getting used to being back, especially with, like, these kind of episodes about, like episodes of a show. I haven't done this, or these kind of ones in a few months. I'm still getting, like, back in the groove of things. And also, I got, like, I don't know if I said this at the beginning. I don't remember because I'm really tired. I got 3 hours of sleep, so I'm kind of delusional. So when I get rest, they won't be this bad. But thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys soon.